Hey there, and welcome to the first episode of the Marketing Masterclass for Small Business Podcast. Today, we're going to be diving into an exciting topic around value propositions. And as a small business owner, you may be wondering how to stand out from the competition and attract more customers. Well, crafting a compelling value proposition is the key to unlocking your business growth. So, in this episode, we'll explore the concept of value propositions in more in depth, but we'll be start using real world examples. We'll start looking at those big brands and how they employ the value proposition to come out in their marketing and their positioning and their targeting of customers. So, we'll look at Nike, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, even Airbnb. So, grab a notebook and a pen and let's get at it. So to really understand the power of a value proposition, we really got to begin with the basics. So what exactly is a value proposition? And in simple terms, a value proposition is a statement that really communicates the unique value of your business and what it offers to customers. It has to answer a fundamental question, as in, why should your customers choose you, your products, or your services over your competitor? A well-crafted value proposition, it highlights the benefits customers will receive, and it addresses their pain points and sets your business apart from others in the market. Now, even when you do that, you still might sound very similar to your competition, but it's important that you really start using your value proposition as a key differentiator, really start to target what makes you different from your competition. So let's take a closer look at Nike. They're a global sportswear brand. There's a lot of competition in this space, but they're recognized for their iconic swoosh logo. And Nike's value proposition really centers around their famous slogan, just do it. Now, these three words, really simple, but they really encapsulate the brand promise and serve as the main call to action, inspiring individuals to take charge and really pursue their dreams. So, in behind that slogan and that logo is the value prop. Now, the value prop, when you dig a little deeper for Nike, really focuses on motivation, inspiration, and high performance. So, this is where the brand, Nike, really positions themselves as a trusted partner with athletes and really within their everyday journeys to success or achievement in whatever sport or activity they partake in. So when we're looking at Nike's value proposition, it resonates with its customer base. The reason why is because it taps into their aspirations and desires. And that's what you have to do as a small business owner is try to understand how is the existence of your company going to allow your customers to achieve what they're looking to achieve. So in Nike's example, by associating their brand with the idea of pushing boundaries, achieving greatness, Nike really establishes that emotional connection with its target audience. And that's the key here is what is that emotional connection, that key desire within your customers that you're trying to fulfill. So Nike, in this sense, they understand that their customers don't just buy their products for their functionality. They're not just buying a pair of running shoes to walk. They're buying into the empowering message behind the brand. What is this product going to enable me to do, to feel, or to achieve? So that's this emotional appeal is what sets Nike apart from its competitors, who may be focused solely on product features or price. You don't want to be stuck in a position where you're battling on price and it just becomes a race to zero. That's not a profitable spot to be in. You want to be able to differentiate your business and really communicate the value to justify your price point. Because anybody can try to offer the cheapest price and cut their margins down, but you're in business to make a profit, not to give away your product for free. So to do this, you really need to start communicating and marketing that emotional appeal that sets you apart. So small business owners, for example, can really learn from this when they're looking at aligning their offerings with their customers' aspirations and really what motivates them to take action. Now we could move away from sports apparel and we could take a look at a company like Tesla, a leader in the electric vehicle industry. Tesla's value prop really revolves around sustainability and cutting edge technology, two things that are very relevant in the world today. And their mission statement is to accelerate the advent of sustainable transport. And this shapes their value proposition. And remember, the value proposition is what sits in behind that brand logo or the slogan or even the mission statement, which is facing employees to get them motivated. The value prop sets them apart here from other traditional car manufacturers because by offering electric cars that are stylish, high performing, and environmentally friendly, Tesla has created its own niche market for itself and attracted the environmentally conscious consumers seeking that innovation around transportation. So you can see how even by crafting very purposefully your value proposition, you can speak more directly to your niche target market. Now, Tesla's value proposition highlights their commitment to sustainability and addresses their customers' growing concerns around things like climate change or environmental impact. By positioning themselves as a leader in sustainable transport, Tesla taps into a market segment that values eco-friendly practices and innovative technology. So small business owners can draw inspiration from this by considering, how do you incorporate sustainability into your value proposition? Does it even make sense? But it's a hot topic now, so maybe it's something to think about, whether it's through use of eco-friendly materials, implementing green initiatives into your operations, or even simply offering products or services that promote sustainability. This way, you're aligning with the values of the environmentally conscious consumers, which can further help attract a more dedicated customer base. Now, even shifting gears into technology, we can move into Apple. And we all know Apple. They've been pumping out iPhones like nobody's business over the last many years. But if we look at Apple, it's their value proposition is really rooted in the belief that technology should be accessible, easy to use, and aesthetically pleasing. And you get that as soon as you open that iPhone box. It's very easy to set up. It's sleek, it's clean, it's minimalist. Um, and they understand that customers appreciate products that not only perform well, but are also enjoyable, intuitive in their user experience. So for Apple, by prioritizing the simplicity and design, they really cultivated a loyal client base that values a seamless integration of their products. Now they've really created that Apple ecosystem where, if you have an Apple product, it talks just to Apple products, but there's like a cult following of Apple where that's what they believe in. They want to be in that full ecosystem. So now, as a small business owner, there's some things here you can learn or take away from Apple and their value proposition. And it's by focusing on creating products or services that are easy to use and provide that seamless experience for customers. So, are there ways within your business that you can invest more in user-friendly design or even internally streamlining processes to make it easier for clients or customers to interact with you? And that really taps into enhancing the overall customer journey. Now, small business can differentiate themselves from competitors and attract new customers. It really comes down to a hassle-free experience. You got to really dive into and understanding those friction points, where those irritants are within your business, and really dive in. And a key thing here is client feedback. How are you receiving client feedback? If you're going to be focusing on the client journey and the customer experience, you need to know where the pain points are within your business. Now, we'll also shift over to talking a bit more about Amazon. Now, Amazon really has blown up into the global online retail giant, and their value proposition really centers around convenience, product selection, and customer service. And now they're really aiming to be the world's most customer-centric company. And I don't know if you're an Amazon customer, but here at my home, we've got an Amazon box on the front porch almost every day or every other day. And I have to say their customer service is exceptional most of the time. They have a pretty good success rate, I would say. But they really stay true to being that customer centric company, returning or customer service always top notch. And that value proposition of customer satisfaction, it's what makes it easy for customers to find what they need and also trusting that they're going to have a hassle free shopping experience. So, as I mentioned earlier, and this example with Amazon is their value proposition addresses the pain points of online shoppers. They dive right into it, they understand it, they're really looking at that customer journey. They understand that customers value that convenience and that seamless experience. So, by offering fast and reliable shipping options, a large product selection with personalized recommendations, and that's key. And that's how Amazon keeps you coming back and keeps you buying more, is by creating those personalized recommendations within the buyer's journey. They become the go-to destination for many customers. Many people will go to Amazon versus going to their local store. So that's where small businesses owners can start to learn from Amazon by focusing on that customer service and convenience element, right? And how are you providing that seamless online shopping experience? The opportunity for local small businesses, however, is how are you going to be connecting the online and the offline experience? You don't want to just be seamless in one channel and not so seamless in the other. You also want to have a bit of an omni-channel experience where if I go to the store and I go online, there's a seamless connection there. So you do want to have that element there too, but you have to keep in mind the full customer journey and customer experience. This is how you build trust and loyalty and return customers. Now, the last company I'd like to focus on, and one that's interesting is because they actually don't own any properties, is Airbnb. So these this company here, they really tap into the customer's desire for authentic experience and a sense of belonging, which when you first hear this, it doesn't sound much like it would be for a company selling, rental or bed and breakfast or hotel stays, right? But when we dig a little deeper, we can understand that many travelers, that's what they're seeking. They're seeking that unique accommodation, more immersive travel experience. They're looking to connect more with local hosts, and Airbnb enables travelers to experience destinations like a local, fostering a sense of belonging and adventure, really getting into that local experience through travel, right? Because sometimes when you stay in these large hotels, you're kind of within like a bit of a touristy area and you're not really getting that authentic feel. So with Airbnb, it opens up a lot of opportunities for travelers to stay in more local settings. So small business owners can really draw inspiration from Airbnb by considering how they create personalized experiences for customers. And we talked about the personalized experiences with Amazon from that online experience. And I mentioned how we need to keep that connection between online and offline. And that's what Airbnb does. They have a very strong online presence and online experience, but that translates into that offline experience when you're actually staying with the host and the communication with the host. So that's where small business can really try to build that feeling of belonging, that feeling of community, and attracting new customers that are really looking for those unique and memorable experiences. So now that we've examined, a few examples from some big brands, you're probably wondering, okay, great, and how can small businesses owners like yourself really start to craft a value proposition that resonates with your target audience? So now one thing I'm trying to do, and I commit to you to doing, is ensuring that I'm not just talking about a whole bunch of points. I want to give you actionable steps and guides. And from time to time, I'll even drop in some freebies that can help you build out, on various topics that we talk about. So from the perspective of value propositions, here are 5 steps that can really help you take you through the process. And so step 1 is know your customers. So in order to create an effective value proposition for yourself and your small business, the very first step you have to do is understand your target audience. But you need to know who they are. You need to dive into what they're looking for, what their desires are, their aspirations, their current pain points. So studying your competitors and understanding what pain points are those customers having and how are you going to offset that and close those gaps. Having this knowledge will really help tailor your value proposition so you can address those specific needs directly and effectively. Step two is identifying your unique selling points. So, what sets your business apart from its competitors? Identify your unique selling points, whether it's exceptional customer service, product features, sustainable practices, or just could be any combination of factors. You don't want to make a long list. You want to keep it probably to two or three. As you saw from those big brands, it was probably within the 2 to 3 range where these are what the core things that we're going to focus on. So pick 2 to 3. What are your differentiating factors? And you form those into the foundation of your value proposition. And the beauty of it, of having a defined value proposition, and we'll get to this in future episodes, is it starts coming out into all your marketing and you're able to break pieces off to create very dedicated campaigns or targeted campaigns to come out in different type of marketing campaigns so you know who to speak to about which value prop. Step three is focusing on benefits, not features. Now, this is a big one because what you'll see a lot of businesses do is they're focused on features or what I mentioned earlier, they're focused on price. And now, as a small business owner, listen, being price competitive is important, but if you get stuck in that race to zero, it's a losing game for you. Your margins are going to get cut shorter. So you want to focus on benefits and value, not features and price. And that's what a strong value proposition communicates. It communicates the benefits to customers, the benefits that they will receive by choosing your products or services. It's more than just what they paid or the features they're going to get. Instead, it's about highlighting how your offering solves their problem, improves their lives, and most importantly, fulfills their desires or closes off those gaps or pain points. So when you're thinking of your value proposition, paint a picture of that positive outcome of what they can expect to be doing when they're doing business for you or purchasing from you. Now, step four is a really important one, and this comes down to communication, but it's you want to be specific and clear. So the value proposition is something that's internal within your business. It comes out to customers through marketing and communications in different ways, but you're never really directly stating your value proposition word for word. But it's important for you as a small business owner to have a specific and clear value proposition so you can pull on it and really help guide your business forward in targeting and communicating to your client base. So aim for a clear, straightforward statement. It's attention grabbing and it resonates. But remember, simplicity here is key. And step five, you're not going to hit a home run on the first swing. You might, hey, who knows? But you're going to have to test, refine, and iterate. So once you've crafted your initial value prop, take a break, put it down, walk away, maybe have a look at it the next day. Then test it out with, if you have some people internally, if you have employees, or if you have mentors or trusted, advisors that you go to, get some feedback. Even if you have some, loyal customers today that are returning and you want to bounce some ideas off, bringing them in to what you're building just builds further loyalty. So you want to gather this feedback, and you can also do so through, more widespread way, like through surveys or focus groups, but those are a little more intensive. You could probably do it in easier ways just through asking a trusted group or even just through some surveys. But the important thing here is pay attention to how they perceive your value proposition. What do they think? How do they view you? It'll also shed some light on where there's opportunities for you to close some gaps, or better yet, where there's some competitive advantages. Maybe there's an opportunity here that you can close a gap that you didn't know even existed. So this will all help you evolve as your business grows and changes. So applying these steps to your business will help you craft a compelling value proposition. And the goal here is to really help it resonate with your target audience. But let's bring this all back to the real world. And now imagine you own, for example, a small fitness studio. So by understanding your customers' needs and desires, you create a value proposition that stands out. Instead of simply promoting your gym's equipment and facilities, you could emphasize the transformation that your customers can achieve. The supportive community that they'll be a part of, and the personalized attention they'll receive from your trainers. Now, by highlighting these unique selling points, you differentiate your fitness studio from larger and personal gyms that attract customers seeking a more personalized fitness experience, or other fitness studios that are just based on price. I just watched or rewatched Dodgeball again recently, and the thing that comes to mind with this example is Average Joe's versus Globo Gym. Now, I know Average Joe's wasn't the most profitable, but the essence of the community it built, the feeling of belonging, it's a one way to look at it, not as extreme as in Dodgeball, but the idea here is creating that community creates additional value beyond what the price point is, or beyond just what the equipment is. So that's something there that is a key takeaway from a value proposition. They're not just exclusive to big brands. They are valuable for small business owners, entrepreneurs, to really start to identify how do they stand out, what value are they bringing, because that's what you want to be focusing on. So you have the opportunity here to craft a value proposition that really captures the essence of your brand and resonates with your target audience and sets you apart from the competition. Now, to help you with this, I've created a bit of a worksheet, simple worksheet here, but it does dive a little deep. But feel free to let me know what you think. You can follow me on Instagram, send me a DM if you have any questions. But ultimately, this is meant to help guide you through the process. So thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe to our podcast and stay tuned for more valuable insights and strategies to help your business thrive. Take care.